favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I wanted to dive into this video together with you guys. I planned on watching it. It's called The Knox Silver Screw Beef Was Turning Racist. It's by NoLifeShaq. Shout out to that man, first of all. Love him. He's like the pillar of our community. My man has blown up and done crazy things. I've never had like a lot of one-on-one dialogue with him, but we've interacted before on Instagram a little bit, Twitter, stuff like that. And he's always shown love to the community. So I got nothing but respect for him. And I figured this was a good video to dive into and watch. Let's see what Shaq has to say, and we'll kind of stop and break things down as we go.
What's good, No Life gang? It's your boy. It's your dog Shaq, man. Hey,
let's go.
As y'all saw the title, this is me expressing my opinions on the beef. Alright, I'm gonna get straight to it. I ain't here to waste y'all time. Alright, boom. I'm gonna start off with about the Knox and Screw beef, y'all. It was getting out of hand. That's why I stopped reacting to the tracks. I told y'all that in my last reaction. I was no longer reacting to no more of the beef because it was getting crazy, bro. Families was getting involved. Fan bases was going at each other. It was being segregated from blacks and whites. I did not like that. So that's why I got out of it. Whole reason I even reacted to the beef because I got mentioned in 2 rounds. So that's why I even react to it in the first place. But I gotta put this out here. I gotta make this video. I told Screw I would make this video. As y'all know, Screw dropped another track early in the morning yesterday. So I woke up to it, and I woke up to people spamming me like, bro, Screw dissed you. He said you was lying about the No Jumper interview and the label sponsorships. So I said, all right, boom. I'm not reacting to the track, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to his comment section, and I'm gonna leave a comment to let him know, check your DM, bro. I send you all the receipts to your DM. That's what I did. I went on the ops territory and told him that. But yeah, I went on the ops territory and I left that comment and I told Screw, check your DMs, bro. Like, I'm not finna do this back and forth with you. Just check your DMs. So boom, I sent him the receipts and then I even put one of the receipts on my story, tagged him in it to make sure he see it. So, basically in his last track, he said I was lying about all that I said I got him the No Jumper interview and the label sponsorships. Sent him the receipts over. He saw it, and he was like, dang, he really did DM me. He really did try to contact me for this label stuff. Come to find out, since Screw never responded, that particular label never got to reach out to him because he never saw it. He never saw it until yesterday. So boom, that's that with that. So that label never got to reach out to Screw. The No Jumper interview was one big misunderstanding. So I was contacted by No Jumper. I guess it was like I don't know if it was some older workers or what, but I got contacted by a No Jumper email early November. They asked me about interviewing. I declined, but I gave other recommendations of other reactors in the community, with Screw being one of them. And this all while me and Screw don't like, well, Screw don't like me. This all while me and him not seeing eye to eye. Cause I still chill for niggas, bro. Like, I'm not a hater, never been a hater, and don't want to come off as a hater. So Screw was one of the ones I recommended. Off the top of my head, Dante, Crip. So I don't know if they ever got reached out to. So what happened was the real No Jumper had DM'd me and Screw on the same day with the same message. I don't know about the times, but the same message. The message y'all saw in his diss track. So Screw responded. I never did. So Screw reached out to that same contact and was like, hey, can y'all let me know if I got that interview because of NoLifeShaq? She said, I never talked to NoLifeShaq. I reached out to him. I really wanted to have him on the interview, but he never responded. So in Screw mind, he looking at, oh, this nigga Shaq lying. So I said, all right, hold up, Screw, hold up. We was going back and forth in the DMs. I was like, bro, I have no reason to lie about an interview. So I contacted the same lady that he was talking to, and I let her know. I told her what my email was, what I talked to the people from No Jumper about. She was like, yeah, that probably was a fake No Jumper. It'd be a lot of imitators trying to act like us. The email looked legit. It wasn't a Gmail. It was like a legit email.
Yeah, that shit happens way too often. You got to be really, really, really careful about that. I can tell you right now, from someone who's way smaller than Shaq and some of these other channels, I get emails almost every single day that are completely bullshit. Whether it's like Fiji water, some of them are so obviously bullshit because it's like products that have nothing to do with me, or like it doesn't even seem like it makes sense. I'm like, I've never even heard of this product, and you Google it and you don't find anything. But some of them are pretty real looking. You got to be careful. And I can only imagine at Shaq's size, he's probably getting 10, 20 plus emails a day of just complete bullshit scams.
I knew nothing about that. The real No Jumpy even DM me on IG because I really don't check my messages. And when I finally contacted her, she was happy as shit that she was talking to me. So that was a whole big misunderstanding. I'm thinking my recommendations got Scru the interview because all the timing was around the same time. But I told Scru I'll put it out there the same way I put it out there that I got him the interview. I'll get right back on here and let y'all know I did not get Scru that interview. So,
respect.
Now that I did that, the conversation me and Scru had together on the phone, it went very well, man. Like, it wasn't no yelling. It wasn't no screaming at each other. It was two men talking, hashing it out. After we got past the No Jumper part and the label part, I asked Scru straight up. I said, bro, what's your problem with me, bro? Like, what's been going on? Why y'all running around with this coon narrative? And I let him know. I said, bro, where I'm from, the South Carolina, we don't play that coon shit, bro. We don't play that. I said, bro, you could call me anything in the world, but you not finna call me a coon. I said, I don't play that. I said, oh, I see y'all running around, y'all calling Stevie that too. I said, bro, we don't play that over here. Like, that whole coon shit. Because I said, bro, if you knew me for real, you would know I'm nowhere near coon. So basically, I let him know that, and he let me know his problem came with me with the whole Upchurch beef. And he said it really didn't start there. He said that's what kind of got his mind going. He said
the Upchurch thing was really interesting because at that time when that was going on, I'm pretty sure I was still cool with Scru. But I saw the way that he was treating people that he considered, I don't even say friends, but even just people that were acquaintances, if they didn't just blindly follow and back him in that beef. And I personally was like, you know what? I'm going to step back from this. Like, I've reacted to Upchurch. I've reacted to Scru. Obviously, I've spoke with Scru way more than I have Upchurch, but Upchurch has shown me love as well. So I'm going to let them have this back and forth. I don't really want to get involved. Plus, it's kind of taking on this race angle. And I don't really want to be a part of that. And because of that, he acted a little bit funny towards me. And I remember someone sending me some messages or something where it seemed like he felt some type of way. And maybe that would have passed and we would have been cool. But once I saw that, that was like the spark that led me down this path of thinking, you know what, like maybe I just shouldn't really associate with this person, because if he's going to be quick to turn because I don't just blindly follow him into his battles and just back him without being able to make up my own mind, I was like, that's just not somebody that I want to be friends with. Like, sometimes your friends got to check you. Sometimes your friends got to tell you that maybe this ain't it. Sometimes your friends ain't just going to back up every single thing that you do. Like, I understand that people look at it differently. And in real serious situations, I'm always going to back my friends. I don't know. I just didn't like that. That was a big part of why I started to move in my own direction.
He felt like I took Upchurch's side when they was beefing because Upchurch had the bigger fan base and I had some of the same fans as Upchurch. So he automatically thought I went against him to please that fan base, which is not the case. And I let him know that. I said, bro, I need you to listen to this carefully. I don't give a damn about no size or no fan base. I don't give a damn what type of people watch me. I don't care what color these niggas are. I stand on my own opinion. I don't give a damn if all 4 million, 4.5 million of y'all are saying one thing. If I don't stand on that myself, I'm not gonna run with that.
I respect that too. And that's this. It's like it's the same thing. I'm sure he looked at it the same way with me and other people. Like, yo, they just don't want to go against Upchurch because he's got this big fan base. But that's never been the way that I've went about anything. If you look at right now, the beef that was just going on between him and Knox Hill, I was one of the few people that I don't even speak to this man anymore. And I was saying, you know what? I kind of lean towards him 2-1. And that's with Knox's fan base being the bigger fan base to me, as far as like them responding to the battle, commenting on videos, watching it and stuff like that. There seemed to be more of them than there was of Scru fans. And Scru probably has most of his fans thinking that they shouldn't watch me anyway. So it's like there's no benefit in me not just rocking with Knox blindly and saying no matter what, I think he won. I think it was a great battle. I think I could see the argument from both sides as to why either one might have won. I just thought that his was just was a little bit better with the responses, and I feel like that's just the benefit of going second, being able to rebuttal a lot of stuff and then also send your own shots. And I think that it just worked out in his favor. And there's no benefit to me doing that. You know what I'm saying? And as Scru has grown in subscribers, if that was the way that I thought, I would have tried to be friends with him again. Like, yo, bro, listen, we could squash that, because I would see something that I can gain from him. But I've never done that because I'm always going to just do what I feel like makes sense to me. I'm always going to say what I feel like saying. Anybody that gets mad because maybe we have a difference of opinion to the point where they don't want to subscribe to me, they're probably not somebody that I would want subscribed to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect that people feel differently than me and they could tell me that I'm wrong, and I have no problem with that. That's the same way that I feel like a lot of people that view a lot of these videos should look at it, right? Like, you shouldn't want me to pander to you, to say what you want me to say. You know what I'm saying? Because then you never know if I'm being genuine. At least now you know that I'm genuine, and you can disagree with me on this topic, but in the future, you always know that what I say is going to be what I actually think. And that's important to me.
I don't let nobody sway my opinion, none of that. I said, I don't let my mama sway my opinion, my fan base sway my opinion, nobody. I stand on my own opinion. I said, so bro, that wasn't the case. So he said it started with that. He said, and then the whole Adam Calhoun clip of you trashing black people came out. He said, all right, then now I got a problem with this nigga because to him it's looking like, all right, this nigga a coon. He's taking the white side over the black side. And that's what the problem with this whole beef was. It started to be black versus white. I said, so bro, I said.
See, that whole situation is weird to me, right? Like Shaq giving his opinion on the Adam Calhoun thing, which I saw the clip of it where he says, nigga, 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 whatever, and then talks about, you know, black people doing stuff to black people. And I can't remember the exact context of it. And then Shaq was basically like, yeah, 80% of black people, this is what is actually happening. And I don't understand why that makes somebody a coon. Maybe the stats are not accurate if he was talking about the black community in general. Regardless, it doesn't mean that there's not something that we can fix, right? I've always said this, like there are external things that need to change that do kind of hold back black people to an extent. It's not as big as some people make it, but it's also not as small as some people make it. Regardless, I look at it the same way as if I'm changing myself. I look inward first and I change the shit that I can change for myself. And then I feel like the external change is that much easier, right? So let's just say people perceiving black people a certain way and stuff. If we look inward into our community and we try our best to really get behind stopping the gang violence and all the black on black crime and all these other things, then people can't point to that anymore. Like once we change that internally, it allows us to change some of the external shit that's going on without people trying to put it back in our faces and say, well, look, this is happening in your community. Why don't you focus on this or that? It's like, cool, we fixed it. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. So, and I get that there are some overlapping situations, things that put people in poverty that also lead to the gang. Like I get all of that. It's not as crazy as it used to be, but I understand that we started at a lower spot on the totem pole, so to speak, because of stuff that happened years ago. That is very, very true. And it's why there are probably a lot more people in poverty. But at this point, there are also more opportunities to get out of it, right? And so at some level, it is our responsibility to start to change that and not just expect other people to change it for us. And then we could change some of the things that do need to be changed externally. That's just the way I look at it. I don't feel like that makes me a coon. That just means that I actually love the black community. I don't want to say my people because that starts to lead down this whole black and white narrative, but it just proves that I care. I just don't agree that like you can't speak on it as a black person because we're not going to let white people speak on it. They're going to get called racist. They're going to get called all these different names. It takes some black people to speak up to say this dumb shit is happening. for us to actually be able to acknowledge it without looking at the color of the person. But if we start to also do, oh, well, they're automatically a coon, it's like we're denying the fact that there's shit that needs to be fixed. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, regardless if the rest of the world was like, well, we don't care, we should care and fix inward first. And again, that gives us a better leg to stand on to fix everything outward. That's just the way that I look at it. Not saying that I'm right, but that's just my own personal opinion, and that's why I approach things the way that I do.
You didn't see the explanation that I put out 5 years ago about that? He said, no. He said, what was it? I said it on my video yesterday, too. I said, maybe you need to go watch it, or I'll tell you right now. I said, bro, I was talking about my environment that I see every day. I said, bro, I have no white people around me in real life. None. I had a white best friend in middle school and had a few white friends in high school, but majority of my surroundings, especially now, I graduated high school 13 years ago. So for the past 13 years, I have no white people around me. I said, bro, I was speaking on what I see every day. And he said, oh, now it makes sense. The stuff you was putting out there, now it makes sense. He said, I thought you was talking about black people as a whole. I said, no, bro. I was talking about the black people that I see on a daily basis, that I'm with, that I'm seeing in my hometown every day. That's what I was speaking on. So he completely understood that, and that was it. But yeah, that started a whole nother conversation. He was like, bro, I just felt like it was me versus Knox, me versus Knox, your fan base, and Knox fan base, and other reactors fan base. He said it just felt like it was him versus the rest of the reactors. You done had beef with almost everybody, bro. So almost everybody that's reacting to the beef, they gonna automatically jump on Knox's side because you done had a problem with these people. So it might seem like that, but we trying to be fair as possible. But some people gonna automatically jump on Knox's side because of the reputation you got out there.
And that's something I feel like he's got to acknowledge at some point, right? And I mean, it's up to him. He doesn't have to. He's doing well. He's making money. So he could just keep rocking the way that he is. But I feel like when you look at all the different relationships that you've had issues in, and the fact that they're all now against you and going for Knox like he thinks, at some point, it's like the guy or the girl who just like, yo, I've had so many bad relationships and it's always the partner's fault. At some point, you've got to look inward and be like, well, shit, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that's messing up. I'm the toxic person. I'm the one that's causing the problems, and make some changes.
He said, bro, but I do like white people. He said, you said I don't like white people. I said, yeah, I did say that. I said, bro, because that's how you putting it out there. That's how it's looking, bro. I said, the fans are saying you just use Eminem for views because you just stopped reacting to Eminem, period. He said, no. He said he slowed down on the M stuff because he said he don't like the stance. He said the stance of these fan bases, he said they're just one-sided, they're just biased. And he said that's how the whole beef felt. He felt like the community was being biased and being on Knox's side instead of his. When that wasn't the case with me at all. I said, bro, I was going at you because you was going at me. I said, so if it seemed like that with me, it's because I was going against you to defend myself. So I said, bro, that's why it seemed like, and he said, bro, I don't think you understand how big your fan base is and that you can literally like switch a whole beef around and make it look like one person is losing and one person is winning depending on what side you take. I said, bro, I said, a lot of times I don't get here and look at my subscriber count. I get on here and drop my video and I get off the internet. I don't look at my comments. I read the first couple, but that's about it. I said, I don't read my comments. I don't track the color of people that follow me. I said, but I really thought about it on the phone. I said, bro, you got to think about how I came up. On YouTube, I came up with one Eminem reaction. I went from 70,000 to 400K overnight. So that's a whole bunch of Eminem fans following me in one night. I kept the Eminem reactions going, so I'm gaining more Eminem supporters, which is mostly white, right? That's what Scru was getting to. He was like, bro, they're mostly white and they're biased with Eminem. So I said, yeah. I said every fan base has biased supporters.
Facts.
So he said, yeah. And then with the whole Upchurch, you got all his fans going against me too when you took Upchurch side. I said, first of all, I didn't take Upchurch side. I said Upchurch won the beef, but I never chose no side. He said, so now it's Eminem fans, it's Upchurch fans, and y'all know. He said he used to be a Tom McDonald fan before Tom McDonald started moving a certain way. And you know, I still rock with Tom. I support Tom. I don't agree with everything Tom say, but I have a lot of Tom fans that watch me too. So he said, bro, you got all these fans from these same type of fan bases coming against me. So I was like, bro, I said, I can't control these people.
I don't know why the color of them matters, though. Like, yeah, you have fans from these different fan bases coming at you, but that's because you've had problems with Upchurch. You've thrown shots at Tom McDonald. You're throwing shots at Knox. Like, so inevitably, these fans are going to go against you. It's the same as, like, at some point, he has to realize that his fans are going to rock with him no matter what, right? Like, even if they thought that he might have lost it, they're not going to see it that way because they're biased towards him. This is just the way that it works in music in general. When Megan Thee Stallion took a shot at Nicki and Nicki did a diss back to her, Megan stans were like, yo, Megan won this, Megan's better, da-da-da. Nicki fans were like, yo, Nicki washed her. And that's just the way that it's always going to be. It's very unlikely that a back and forth or anything like that is going to make fans switch sides. It's just going to make them stand their ground that much stronger for the artists that they like. And so I get what he's saying, though, as far as like all of these fan bases are also a fan of Shaq because he's been doing reactions to all of them for years now. He's the biggest reaction channel as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he is the biggest reaction channel. And so when he picks one side, it's like all of them become aware of it and then run out the door to go and attack him and stuff like that. And especially in that one video, I think he was calling him Scruzino and shit. So I'm sure he got a whole lot of that. So I get where he's coming from when he says stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like these fans are against you because of past shit as well. It's not just because Shaq says that you're losing a battle.
He said, yes, you can with what side you choose. I said, bro, I choose my side because of me, not because of who I think my fans want me to choose. I said, if they feel like that about you, I'm pretty sure that's just their own opinion. I said, going forward, I will no longer react to the beefs because every beef that go on through YouTube and Shaq get to reacting, they say it get one-sided after I state my opinion. So No Life Gang, we gotta chill out. We gotta start spamming Scru with Scruzino because he talked about that too. He said, bro, they spamming me everywhere. He said, I really ain't been getting no sleep trying to defend my name. So I said, bro, that's my fault. I told him to do that. So I get it right on here and tell him to stop. I said, but some of them still gonna spam you, just to let you know. Some of them gonna spam you for the rest of your life. So I said, for the most part, they'll chill out, but I can't control 5 million niggas, bro. I can't. But yeah, that's all it was, bro. I just let Scru know, like, I won't with all the coon talk because if you know me in real life, which y'all don't, you know I'm nowhere near that type of person. I'm probably the blackest black nigga you'll ever come across if y'all knew me for real. I said I just blew up with a white fan base. I can't help that. I got just as much black fans as white fans. I promise you. I can show you my analytics. But yeah, that's all it was, man. Scru just felt like it was him versus the community. When in reality it won't. It was just Scru just had so many beefs with everybody in the community. A certain narrative is now put out there about Scru. So that's going to be used against you in a beef. Knox is a very likable person, and for the community, everybody looking at you as a certain way, so they going to automatically take Knox's side. So he said he just felt like his disses was coming with facts, proof, and Knox won't respond to none of that. He was just coming on his track, just telling more and more lies. I said, bro, I clearly said that in one of my reactions. He said I didn't watch it, so I didn't know. So I said, bro, go watch my reaction. I said those exact words in my reaction. I said, if Knox can't prove that this is a lie in his next one, then it's tied. The score is tied. I said, bro, do you think you lost round one? He said he felt like he won. I said, bro, you really came at Knox on your round one. He said, what was my round one? I said I can't remember the name. Was it Euphoria? The Euphoria one? I said, bro, you barely came at Knox in the whole track. He said, bro, that wasn't really a diss track towards Knox. He said, so technically my second track was my first response. So I said, bro, us as watchers, we're thinking that first one that you put out was towards Knox. He said,
I feel like most people think that. Most people think that. I guess myself, I've just always looked at it differently, but I can understand why people might think that that was his first round. But to me, there was even stuff that happened before that, so you'd have to take all of it into account. But I look at it like full diss tracks are the rounds. I think that's how Scru looked at it as well. And it's like I said, it's a smart move on his part because he was baiting Knox into jumping out that window with the first diss. And the reason why is because anybody that watches battle rap knows whoever goes second usually gets they get an advantage because you can rebuttal everything that came in that first round from the other person and then also throw your own shots, which gives you a way better chance of winning that round. So I think that's why Scru doesn't just come out the gate and diss people full on right away. He waits for them to try to jump out the window at him after he does some subliminals, and then that is considered the start of the battle, and then he responds to it, which, like I said, again, works in your favor.
no, that wasn't a diss. It started with me and Knox just throwing shots at each other on a verse, back and forth. I said, so when the reactors came in, we don't know that. So we thinking that first one you put out was a Knox diss, and Knox first one was a Scru diss. Couldn't find out the count was wrong the whole time. So yeah, that's all the conversation was, bro. Like, Scru just felt like it wasn't being judged fair because of us big reactors that was leaning towards Knox's side, that he thought was leaning towards Knox's side, was against him. So he just felt like he didn't have a fair chance. And he said Knox was just steady lying on his name with the diss tracks coming with no receipts, no nothing. So I said, bro, I can see how you would be frustrated with that. If you putting out all your receipts and people still saying you lost. I said, I get it. I said, but I still feel like Knox won the battle. Like, it was 2-1, if anything. So he said, people saying I got 3-0. I said, bro, even if Knox didn't win that last one, it was still 2-1 in my opinion. So I let him know where I stood. I can't speak for everybody else. But yeah, the conversation went like that with Scru. Me and Scru are not enemies. We're not friends either, but we're not enemies. I told him, bro, if you ever need something, reach out. Same with Knox. Knox, you still my dog. I still support you. Still gonna react to your music. But let's just end the beef, man. Like, everything was much funner when everybody was together, man. Let's get back to that as a community. That's what I always try to do anyway, is keep the community together. We don't need to be going against each other.
So that was the end of the video, and this is a long reaction. I don't think I realized it was 18 minutes of him talking when I went into this. For some reason, I thought it said 8 minutes, but either way, hopefully you guys decided to watch through it. I think what he said at the end was probably the most important thing, is we used to have such a community aspect to all of this that's going on. For any of you guys that have been here for like 3, 4, 5 years, I'd say back in like 2019, 2020, when we had the first YouTube cipher, the second cipher, like everybody was like this little tight-knit group, and we all were just starting to get numbers on YouTube and get some views, and everybody was excited, and there was just this positive energy around it, and all of us worked together. There was a lot of collaborating going on. It was just a beautiful time, and it just kind of like disappeared. And I don't think that it's any one person's fault. I think that a lot of people just started to grow in their own directions and stuff like that. But then beef started to come up and people started to have issues with each other, and little things here and there started to pop up. And now everybody's just kind of in their own little separate corner doing their thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the community aspect was, it was really fun. And it was cool to have everybody together. Crip was doing the cookouts and inviting everybody over, and I do miss that. And I didn't even get to make it to the cookout. The second one, I think, got canceled. So it's unfortunate that it's where it's at now, but I'm still happy for everybody's success and everybody doing their thing and stuff like that. I do miss it. And at the end of all of this, I don't think Scru's a bad dude. I really don't. He might even think that I hate him. I don't have anything against that man. I really don't. I just kind of moved in my own direction. And I've had people mad from both sides throughout this back and forth. Like in the beginning, when I was giving it to Knox, Scru fans were upset, and I'd get some comments about that. And then at the end, when I was like, yo, I kind of lean towards Scru possibly taking it after round 2 and 3, I get Knox fans that, you know, some seem mad. A lot of you guys were actually really cool about it, though. You disagreed with me, but you did it in a respectful way. You still respected my opinion. You respected the fact that I'm going to give you my honest opinion, regardless of how anybody's going to feel about it. And I love you guys for that. But I think the best way to look at this is we got to dope back and forth. I think that's what really matters, right? Like it sparked some life into YouTube rap, so to speak, or the reaction community. Like it sparked some air into all the shit that just seemed dead for a while. And as much as it kind of turned into a little bit of a toxic thing, I think that it's not too late to save it and for everybody to just be cool. Like Knox fans don't need to go to Scru's page and be negative to him. Scru fans don't need to go to Knox's page and be negative, or any Reactors fans, or like, I feel like at the end of the day, everybody should just be happy that this was something that happened that was fun to watch happen and listen to. And it brought a lot of people together. You got a lot of Reactors talking about the same topic again. Like shit like this, it just hasn't really happened in a long time. And for anybody that wasn't here back in 2019, 2020, like this is kind of how it was back then, just not with all the toxicity, but as far as everybody being on the same page, talking about a lot of the same stuff, kind of coming together in some ways. And I feel like it's really cool to see it again. So I agree with the majority of what Shaq said in this. I think that he put this together pretty well. And again, I think that he ended it perfectly. And this man being pretty much the pillar of the reaction community, like he is the biggest music reaction channel. And he was an integral part in the community back then as well. And I feel like he still is now. And him saying stuff like that goes a long way because, again, he does have a huge fan base. People that might watch my videos, watch Cliff Beats, might watch Knox Hill, Scru. Like, there's a collection of all of our fan bases, I guess you could say. I just say my viewers that probably also watch Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he is like that dude amongst the community. And so hopefully this leads to some good things, some cool shit happening. There's nothing wrong with feeling differently than people. Don't make it seem like you can't rock with that person anymore, or, oh my God, I can't believe that they said this, so I have to unsubscribe. If you want to, feel free to. You're probably not wanted here anyway, but I think having differing opinions is a part of life. And it's what leads us down a path of having a better understanding of each other. And sometimes these debates are good. So take it easy, stay safe. It's a 40-minute video. Holy shit. I'll talk to you next time, homie.